It doesn't matter whether or not you think a topic might have already been said, it might just be recreated. And there's always something new to talk about when it comes to 205 Live. 205 Live matters, and this is WrestleMania season, so you best believe we're going in hot and heavy. And trust me, we did this episode. So feel free to leave your comments in this discussion and your own topics. Enjoy. Thank you. Some simple stances here of 205 Live. I want to start off. I want to start off by talking about Lio Rush. I simply just call it this. Lio Rush, how you doing? So basically, Lio Rush, as you know, he's the hype man now for Last Lane. And basically, he's been on Monday Night Raw being like, his hype guy, basically trying to be a manager role. Now, at first, I cannot take him as serious as a manager, okay? Obviously, we know Vince McMahon, he was filtering stuff through his earpiece. Hell, he's probably still doing that now to an extent. Now, I have been reading some interviews lately about kind of his development, and they could see characteristics of Paul Heyman kind of in him. And he actually originally was not going to do this. He was originally going to take his ball and go home because rumor has it he's been having heat for a long time. Still might have heat. If you all remember from a long time ago, he sent that tweet out against Emma, and it nearly got him fired. And everybody gave him hatred and disdain to the point he wanted to go and leave. There was one person, though, he talked to that actually talked to him that did help him through that matter because he did want to apologize for it, okay? He wanted to say sorry. But one person that actually helped him reach out to him was Paige. So apparently, I guess Paige kind of, is in good graces with him. But here's the scary thing, though. I was watching a NoDQ video, because I watch NoDQ. And basically someone brought up the question, at Victor Cortez 94, go follow him if you want, they see me wrong, blah, blah, blah. He talked about and asked Aaron, is Lio Rush basically the new Enzo Amore, an annoying cruiserweight on Monday Night Raw? Now, Aaron says he could see him end up that way, Lord help us, but he doesn't see him as controversial, okay? Now, truth be told, he's made some headlines. He may be rubbing people the wrong way, but Aaron believes he has the potential to succeed. And if he's annoying you in a good way, that's got to count for something. And Aaron supports him as the entertaining hype man for Last Lane. And like I said, he's had heat since the Emma thing, but apparently Paige, I guess, helped him through and stuff. And I guess Lio now is in better stance, per se, as far as WWE. So, Chris, your thoughts on Lio Rush?
Like I said, I like Lio Rush being the hype man of Bobby Lashley. I think it's a good fit for him. I also like him when he was on 205 Live. Like I said, I think he has something to offer still for 205 Live, but I also think he has something to offer being a manager to Lashley. I think he does a really good job because, like I said, Lashley is not the best person to be doing promos. That's definitely for sure.
That's true.
Don't let him talk, please. But like I said, I think Lio Rush does a good job in his role, what he does. I think he does a really good job. He's really entertaining. He had some good matches with Finn Balor. You cannot deny that. He actually held his own with Finn Balor. Like I said, I think Finn Balor could just wrestle a broomstick and have a good match with that at this point. But like I'm saying, Lio Rush and him had a really good match. They performed well. Like I said, Lio Rush is a pretty damn good wrestler. He can perform too. He's a hell of a lot better than Enzo Amore. So to compare him to Enzo Amore is just ridiculous in that instance because Enzo Amore couldn't do jack shit.
No, he couldn't.
Hey, that's so
true. Isn't that the damn truth? Because Lio Rush, you're right. He can wrestle. How about that, folks? A freaking guy can wrestle.
And
all right, James, your thoughts on Lio Rush?
My thoughts on Lio Rush is basically the same as Chris. I think he's really enjoyable. And by the way, I will say this much. People say like, oh, well, he still has backstage heat, blah, blah, blah. He's just an annoying, cruiserweight, whatever the fuck. Listen, if you got a guy like Jim Cornette literally praising you, saying you could be $1 million guy, and he forgives you for no-selling a powerbomb in CCW, you're doing something right. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? This
Amen.
Guy has silenced a lot of fucking critics. A lot of critics. Like, from his debut to 205, from his debut to the main roster, from everything. Like, he's smashed it with whatever, even in jobber roles in NXT, for fuck's sake, he looked awesome. I mean, God knows, need we forget his performance against Lars Sullivan? You know what I mean? Like, this guy, you can put him in anything, and he'll knock it out of the park, and he'll catch the ball himself. He'll go and run up to you, and he's like, yeah, I did that.
All right.
That's Lio Rush, and I love him for it. He's great. He's an extraordinary talent that they definitely should keep. I would never get rid of this guy for the light of day. No way. He's too talented, honestly.
Very nice. Owen, your thoughts on Lio Rush?
I basically agree with Chris and James. This guy's amazingly talented. When I first, heard this guy talk, I was just like, I literally, I think, watched, his first promo, 37 times when I saw it. This guy is amazing on the mic, and he's amazing in the ring. He's very agile. I think he's awesome. And when he became Bobby Lashley's manager, I thought that even that was awesome. I hate that he doesn't do that Lashley chant anymore.
Mainly because it's great heat. It really is. It's not even. It's definitely annoying, but it gets good heat.
And as for him being Enzo Amore, can you remind you? Whoever would ask these types of questions sometimes,
Dude, it's ridiculous. For the record.
No, it's my time to talk. Enzo Amore, he nearly killed the whole division.
True.
He was just becoming a pain. I don't even recall Lio Rush. That was just one instance where he got heat. Enzo Amore kept getting heat. What? I think there was 5 stories that came out with him in the span of a month, right?
Try 500.
Yeah.
James.
500. I will say I personally like Enzo as far as a character, but yeah, as a wrestler, he was fucking trash. But he'll be the first to admit that now. I don't know if you guys seen his recent shoot. He's the first one to admit that. He's not trying to be Ricochet. He's trying to be Enzo. He knows he's not going to be shit. So.
Yeah. So
even if you're being yourself, you're being an asshole. It doesn't make it seem like you're any better.
That being I feel like his 205 live stint's kind of done because he really can't contend for the belt because it's going to be really weird to see a manager holding a championship belt because that kind of
I think that would be fun.
Well,
Not necessarily.
I don't think so. I mean, that was going to bring if Lio Rush won the Cruiserweight Championship match and brought that title to the main roster, that's going to bring more promotion for having people to tune into 205 Live.
Not to mention, you're also partnering up with the Intercontinental Champion in the same limelight with the Cruiserweight title. I think that's a smarter move. Definitely in the summer, do it.
I still don't think people are gonna watch. There are just some people that are just never gonna watch 205 Live, no matter what. I know those people, so.
Yeah, and you know what? We have one person to fucking blame, and that's Vince.
Yeah.
Unless it takes
guys, we're trying, and we all believe 205 Live matters.
Truth.
And I will say this. Lio Rush even stated in the interview when he was first being set up as the manager for Bobby Lashley that at first those little stances about do your favorite pose and him chanting Lashley, it didn't even go over. Crowd was dead, crickets. It wasn't until Lio gave a serious promo about how Bobby Lashley is a serious competitor here to dominate, where people started taking both Lashley and Lio more credible in both their roles. And this is actually when Paul Heyman even gave praise to Lio in his stance as well. Because think about it. What's the one thing Paul Heyman does for Brock Lesnar? Even though
he's the advocate.
So long now, it's kind of died out.
He's the advocate.
So
Lio Rush is the advocate for Bobby Lashley. God, please have this match. Lio Rush in Bobby's corner. Heyman in Lesnar's corner. God damn it, make it happen for SummerSlam. Damn it, make it happen.
That would be a bad idea now that I think about. Now that you say that, we all know
I want to see that match so bad. You have no idea.
Yeah.
You have no idea. There's so much history that you could tell just from their opposite careers. It's ridiculous. And the fact that they both have managers now, yes, sign me up. Let me see this at SummerSlam. If you're going to keep Brock Lesnar around, don't have him have the title. God, don't have him have the title. But God damn it, have this match.
All right.
Damn it, have this match.
Okay. Cindy, is there anything else you want to add? I know you talked a little bit about Lio, but is there anything else you want to add?
Well, the thing of it is that even though as annoying as Lio Rush's Lashley promo is, and a little bit of his hype gimmick, I feel that his in-ring performance is way better than Enzo's in-ring ability, especially the fact, despite the whole Twitter controversy about Emma, who is now Tennille Dashwood, I know that he's going over with the crowd, like whether it's on Monday Night Raw or even on 205 Live. And besides, he's been wrestling since he was 17 years old. And not too long ago, I did watch one of his independent wrestling show, which shout out to you, Big G, who was part of the TeamNoDQ.com, for sharing the video of one of the independent wrestling promotion where Lio Rush did compete. And you can show how much dedication and how much determination Lio Rush did get. And besides with Enzo, I mean, yeah, I have to agree with all of you guys. He did crap on 205 Live. I have to admit, I did tune out completely on 205 Live once Enzo Amore became the Cruiserweight champion.
We all did, I guarantee.
Yeah. And he kind of ruined, what was 205 Live supposed to be. Yeah, he is a shit of a person in real life, and he is a shit in, with so many heat going along with, 5 or even 6 or 1,000 report about him doing some antics until the final line of it all. It just sets this whole bar of pretty much, I'm gonna have to say it in short term, Enzo Amore ruined 205 Live. I have to say that. I know some of you guys thought Enzo Amore is very entertaining, what Aaron Riff, he's for Enzo Amore being entertaining. To me, I don't see him as entertaining enough. And to be quite honest, I'd rather hear Lio Rush chanting Lashley, or he looks like money, he smells like money, over the whole how you doing stuff. That's how I prefer Neil. I know you don't like it, even though I'm don't like it, but I'd rather prefer having Leo's mic work than Enzo. Simple as that. You guys can agree or disagree, but that's just my opinion. That's how I feel. Call me insensible or not. I just don't give a fuck.
All right. Well, Cindy, she just threw a pipe bomb there, and I will say this. Right. If that's what money smells like, I'll stick to act. That's all I have to say about that. While Aaron licks the butt for journalistic purposes. Okay.
Yes, James.
Let me say this one thing about Enzo.
Go ahead.
If he'd had stayed with Big Cass, this would be a whole different story. That's all I'm gonna say.
I agree with that.
I don't think they ever should have broken those two up. I really don't.
Well,
that was the biggest problem.
They were both at their strongest together. I will give you that.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, if you'd have just kept them together, it'd have been fine for Enzo.
I don't know how it would feel, though, Enzo Amore being Cruiserweight champion and Big Cass's enforcer on 205 Live, because Big Cass is not 205 pounds.
No, I'm not saying he should have won the Cruiserweight title at all. I'm saying he should have just stuck with Cass, and they should have gone heel and won the tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that I can kind of agree with more. By the way, Big Cass, take care, man.
Yeah, serious, yeah. Poor guy.
Hey.
And I will say, at the very least, Enzo and him are friends again, I guess. I don't know if you guys saw that, so that's good.
It was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty fun with them together.
I saw Enzo's video. I saw Enzo's video where Enzo's just like, "Hey, Big C, where are we going?" And they were talking about all different restaurants, and then you could hear Cass in the background, "How you doing?" I'm like, you fucking dicks, don't make me cry. I'm not crying. You're crying.
All right.
And one last thing, though, real quick, though. But the thing with Enzo Amore, though, too, had he been, like I said, yeah, he had his entertaining moments. But like I said, if he could also be like Lio Rush and actually backed it up in the ring, I think we'd be having a different conversation right now, too. But he couldn't get in that ring.
Again,
that's why Big Cass exists. You know?
That is true. He took care of all the wrestling. So yeah. Bottom line is this: when it comes to 205 Live, you can't just be a character. You need to be a great wrestler. Lio Rush, Enzo does not.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on. Next topic. 205 Live shakeup. So we know that there's an international shakeup due to happen after WrestleMania. Now, whether or not that involves 205 Live, NXT, NXT UK, and Raw,
I say it involves every brand.
brands, that's still all up in the air.
That involves every brand, from what I'm hearing.
One thing that's always constant is NXT and 205 Live always intertwining with each other. So recently, NXT, as you know, they got more signings because, you know, we got to make sure those other companies like Impact, like Ring of Honor, like New Japan, like other independent wrestling promotions on the up and rise, they don't have anybody. We have everybody because we are supposed to be the best all, end all, be all. To Triple H's credit, NXT seems like the most capable environment in wrestling. I will agree. So, anyway, Christopher Willis, your friend Cindy, by the way, and a great 205 Live supporter. Thank you, Christopher. He brought up two names recently that came in. One from Impact, Zema Ion, a.k.a. DJ Z. I am not going to do an air horn. No. Damn it.
There you go.
All right. Okay. DJ C, former two-time X Division champion and tag team champion with Andrew Everett, and someone that I looked up on the indies because I wasn't that much familiar with him, Albert Christian Hardy Jr., who's been pretty much everywhere. Triple A, Evolve. He's been in the ring with Matt Riddle, Kushida, Jay Lethal. He's been in Ring of Honor. He's been in Impact. He even faced Adam Cole, baby.
And I see him live in Alpha Wrestling back in 2017.
Yes, absolutely. And apparently he's already debuted in NXT in a losing effort to Raul Mendoza. Which is very interesting because when it comes to Raul, you think him as the Bell Minotaur. You think him putting over people. I guess house shows that doesn't apply.
Dude, I want Raul.
Name brought up too, former X Division champion. So
and Raul Mendoza, go to 205, please. I like Raul.
We're actually thinking maybe at least two of these three, if not all three of these guys, can go to 205 Live, maybe as a tag team or as a faction. I think that's an interesting idea because I feel like one of the things 205 Live needs is elevation. How do you elevate? Hey, that'd be a good name for the very first 205 Live special. Elevate. Anyway, sorry, going off topic. Well, not really, but anyway.
No, not really. Continue.
The biggest thing 205 Live needs besides exposure is elevation. How do you elevate 205 Live? In my opinion, you build a freaking tag team division. I understand there's only like 15 people on it right now. There'll probably be close to 20, if not less than that, following WrestleMania. There's always going to be changes, I feel, with the roster overall at WrestleMania. I feel like that has to be. Okay, but if you have tag titles in that picture, you can develop more storylines and you can showcase more talent. So let me start with you, Cindy. Your thoughts on those three names either coming in as a faction or tag team and potential tag team division in 205 Live?
Well, I feel that all three of them definitely should go to 205 Live. I mean, they have their names everywhere in the indies. I'm not too familiar with Raul Mendoza stuff. He was in NXT for quite a while now. But regarding that, I know Raul Mendoza is kind of like tagging with Roberto Carrillo in NXT, if I'm not mistaken.
Was, not anymore. They should have
have him tag him. Yeah, we'll have him tag with Roberto Carrillo at the main roster and, you know, possibly help him with the whole, like, freaking Drew and Jack storyline going on since, like,
and say it with me, Cindy. Say it with me, Noah. Say it with me, Chris. Say it with me, Owen. Give us tag team titles.
I don't.
Yeah.
No, too much.
God damn it. Give us tag titles.
Yeah. And then besides, like, having Albert Hardy Jr. and DJ Z, which if he's going to keep the DJ Z name or not, to 205, that would be making it more benefit too. However, there's one more person that I stated before in like past 205 Live appearance. Orny Lorcan should have been signed to 205 Live. I know he was.
Both of them.
Danny Burch, I feel he would stay in NXT UK for just a little bit more, but having Orny Lorcan going to 205 Live, that's definitely going to bring more credibility for him. I mean, you see his performance, like, at the Cruiserweight No More Contendership tournament?
Yes.
That's perfect. Have him stay in 205 Live. Have him elevated more. And then figure out how he's going to do, like, a story. Hell, even have a storyline feud between him and Mike Kanellis. Perfect recipe.
Yeah, I can see that actually being... I can see that actually being Mike Kanellis' next opponent. Owen, your thoughts on any of those names mentioned and whether or not they should come as a tag team and tag titles 205 Live?
As for all these names being, so they all fit the weight requirement, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just checking because we got to make sure that they fit the weight requirement before we even continue having a conversation about it.
ACH is 210 pounds. He's just over. He can
Okay, yeah.
You can easily cut the weight though. So.
Well, I mean, they can also just do this thing what WWE typically does anyway, and just lie.
Yeah, because there's no way Grand Matter leaks in the weight limit. So.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah. But anyhow, I think all of them coming into a live would be awesome.
Remember, his name used to be Grand Metallic.
Oh, geez.
Oh yeah, didn't I call him that once?
Yeah, they called him that in the Cruiserweight Classic.
You
when
or
first
me?
launched. No, fucking, what's that?
Was it Dana Bryan?
No, it was an announcer guy. It was an announcer
Mauro
guy.
Ranallo.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't Morrow. It might have been Morrow, but I remember it was. They may have all done it, but I remember it was the ring announcer called him Grand Metallic.
Oh my god.
Mike, of course. No one needs
Anyhow,
to that raw.
yeah, as for all these guys coming in, I've only seen like one match of ACH, and that was the first episode of MLW when he wrestled Austin Aries, and he had a hell of a performance. And yeah, I think it would be a great addition to 205 Live, as well as Zima Ion, as well as Raul Mendoza. And as for Cruiserweight Tag Team titles, me and James talked about it during every live reaction episode they did last year. I think James even let off a bracket he wanted to see too.
Oh my god, I still have that bracket. I can reveal it on the next episode if we want to.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Tag team title tournament for the Cruiserweights.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, your thoughts.
Well, it wasn't done yet.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
And then, well, now you made me lose my train of thought. Thanks a lot, Noah.
Tag titles.
But yeah, I think the Cruiserweights deserve, no offense to Cindy, but I think the Cruiserweights deserve the tag titles more than the women do, because we see how the women. We see how the woman.
Oh, jeez.
We see how the women's tag titles have gone so far. So.
I kind of agree. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have women's tag titles, but I feel like the Cruiserweight tag titles should have happened first.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more to work with.
And and obviously I have a simple solution of how we can fix the problem with only, the roster limit. Just make it exclusive to both 205 and NXT, and then that's the problem solved right there. So.
Yeah, exactly. You can have Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch contend with them. Dude, could you imagine having Undisputed Era contend for those titles, dude? That'd be dope.
Could DIY or does Ciampa not fit the weight? I don't. Ciampa.
No, Ciampa's gains. Ciampa literally looks massive. There's no way. And Gargano has actually gained a considerable amount of muscle as well. So no, I would say not. But still, you could definitely have Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish win those titles. That'd be great.
All right. Well, it seems like you both gave your opinion there, so good on you two. Y'all are your own tag team right there. Chris, your thoughts?
I'm about to say, I know who Zima Ion is, because I used to watch TNA, so like I said, I know who he is, and I can see him being a good fit.
I almost forgot to mention this. Holy shit, Zima Ion looks like a dad now. Oh my god. He's like one of those dads that like tries to be cool in the nightclub, and then he just does the fucking air horn, and everyone's just like, Dad, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
I know Ion's there too. He should do the thing for what's her name, Mercedes Martinez now.
Oh my god! No, I'm even kidding. Yeah, I can because she has the air horn in the beginning.
Yeah.
And now we're doing mixed match challenge. Okay.
Zima Ion and Mercedes, yes.
If she signs to NXT.
Chris, continue your point.
Like I said, I think Zima Ion will make a good addition to 205 Live. I honestly don't know who the other person is, really, honestly. Like I said, I'm starting to try to get more into independent wrestling now because Cindy gave me a good link for that. So I'm going to start getting into that. And like I said, as for the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles, I absolutely agree. I said I think they worked for that brief time in WCW when they had them, when Kid Romeo and Elix Skipper held them, then Kidman and Rey Mysterio won them on that last Nitro. So I think that would be a good addition to it. But also, another idea too. Why don't we just have set these cruiserweights like me and Noah talked about this last week? Remember in storyline, Raw was supposed to own 205, right? So why are we not having two people from 205 Live challenge for the Raw tag titles?
Well, it's funny
They
you
get booked like
mentioned
crap.
that. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, look at Revival. They're not
Oh,
even
Lord.
205.
You had to bring that name up.
They're
I'm
not
sorry,
even
Tyler.
205, but look at Revival, and they look like they're 205, and they're being booked like shit.
Oh, trust me, I already spoke with somebody on on Twitter about oh yeah, the Rock tag chance, but when they see the fan base picture of hey Revival, look at my kids, their future Raw tag champs, they're like, don't put that curse on them.
I was fucking pissed. I was so pissed. Dude, they're building up, and I know they're building this up. They're building up an open challenge for these fucking guys. They're going to challenge, and Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder are going to accept. The problem with this is they have buried them so fucking badly, and I know this is so off topic, but I have to rant about this. They have gone so off track with the Revival to the point where even if they fucking challenge and they accept, it means nothing now, and it gets pre-showed because you did not bother to build your fucking champions wrecking shop. So when Kurt Hawkins finally does win the Raw tag titles, it's actually against credible champions. Nobody looks like a schmuck, and it's like one of the biggest moments in WrestleMania history. No, you fucking undercut the Revival before you can even build up to this. God damn it. Why?
Whoa.
Why?
All
Why?
right.
There was no need for that. Like, you could have had such a better build for that storyline, and instead you fucked it. I don't even know if they're going to have the storyline now because they fucked the Revival so bad.
Cards expect to change. I'm sure
You should
Vince
have done the
will pick
Y
up
thing
something.
like this.
I'm sure Vince will pick up something because he wants to include everybody on the card. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
205 Live, our State of 205 Live address. We are going to talk about the State of 205 Live as far as perspective of WrestleMania. We're going to talk about the title match and a potential fantasy match. Let me start off by saying this. So we know that's going to be Tony Nese plus Freddie Murphy. Those two can tear the house down. They're on the main card for that special show, Super Showdown. They're on the main card at Survivor Series. They weren't
Which
on the
I
main
was
card
there.
TLC. One of the better matches, though, of the whole TLC card. They weren't on the main card of Royal Rumble. You could have at least put them after one of the Rumbles where the crowd was dead afterwards. And Fastlane, they weren't involved because they were focusing on the tournament, which I'm okay with because it's not, so much just watering them down. They made the tournament seem more like, okay, this is a matter for 205 Live. This needs to be figured out. This needs to be completed. This needs to be determined on 205 Live. It needs to be driven on 205 Live. So I'm okay with that. Now, this morning I was in an exam, so I was half dead mentally. But afterwards, I noticed something in the chat. Someone said,
Oh, boy.
and Cindy, you saw it on NoDQ.com, oh, great, the Cruiserweights. They're going to be on the pre-show where they rightfully belong. And that started a whole mess of shit between Cindy and the Twitterverse. And Cindy started a very nice poll, which, of course, I voted yes to.
I did too.
Facebook and Twitter.
I'm going to after this.
And, it's still going. And she's going to talk about it. Trust me. You think I'm going long? Wait till she starts. No time limit, Cindy. Anyway, I went on Twitter and I basically went on a rant about how I feel about the Cruiserweight division versus characters, storyline, main roster involvement, WrestleMania perspective. Guys, we're going to be seeing a freaking WrestleMania that's allegedly 17 matches long. You're telling me that there isn't at least one, potentially two matches that are worth less than the freaking Cruiserweight title match, and you're still going to try and more likely foreshadow the Cruiserweight. Even if you involve them more in one match, you're still going to basically foreshadow them only on the pre-show. Are you fucking kidding me? Let's think about what we have so far. Currently up with Baron Corbin. Fuck Baron Corbin, okay? There are so many other credible contenders.
Thank you so fucking much.
That's going to be the damn match. That match belongs in the kickoff show. Okay, the
fuck
women's
Baron
tag title.
Corbin.
We're going to have freaking Simone Slaughterhouse. We're going to have Natalya and Beth Phoenix. We're going to have Iconics. We're going to have a pointless filler match. We're going to have a fatal four-way for the tag titles, allegedly. And it looks like it's going to be more exclusive to Raw because they only made one freaking SmackDown Live appearance. There's no NXT UK involvement. There's no NXT involvement. Who the fuck cares? Because you only got Beth and freaking Natalya there as freaking spots showing, and then no one gives a fuck about Simone Slaughterhouse. friggin' raid
Fuck
show.
Samoan
That
Slaughterhouse.
belongs on the
Box
raid
monkeys.
show. If you're
Box
gonna put the
monkeys and a half.
cruiserweights on friggin' WrestleMania, they should be on the fucking main card. In my opinion, the cruiserweight title, it should open the friggin' show, or it should be like in the middle. And hey, how about this? How about something someone else suggested? Someone suggested on Instagram, and shout out by the way to this guy, CMarino24. He suggested a ladder match, a 6-man ladder match. Not only would that showcase everything the cruiserweights could do and give you more exposure to who the cruiserweights are, maybe it could set up for a future number one contendership match. Like, oh, I got this contract. That means I can call for a title match within a time I want. No. It's not Money in the Bank briefcase. It's a contract. So, hey, maybe I can face you at the next pay-per-view. Maybe I can face you the following week, not the following 205 Live after WrestleMania. But the bottom line is this. The cruiserweights, they deserve better. They do not belong on the fucking kickoff show. There's at least 4 names I can pay them on the kickoff show. And you can suck the nuts of Baron Corbin and Nia's tits for all I care. Now,
yeah, thank you.
I was
all right.
Yeah, I went there. Sue me. Fuck you. Okay.
I'm with you. I'm fucking with you.
And shout out to X Jay McMahon, Kid Cage 415, and James Fisher 1989. They basically talked about how, okay, maybe the cruiserweight, they should be filming NXT. I kind of agree with that, but again, you ruined the name there. The name value, 205 Live. It's kind of in the name. It needs to be live. NXT is taped. While I feel like more incorporation in NXT is important and should happen, I don't see it necessarily happening. And then someone said they're still watching it. Good on them. Thank you, Cindy, for making that pull. And then someone says there's only so much time, okay? Because WWE has 5 brands, all right? So it's hard to keep up with everything. Well, folks, the WWE Network is there 24/7. And YouTube's there too. Okay, YouTube does not show it enough, but to their credit, I saw a lot of positive feedback and viewership in the main event clip from this week's episode of 205 Live.
There's a lot of fucking viewers.
Oh, yeah.
And also, someone mentioned, they should go back on Raw. Raw did jack shit with them, okay?
Don't put them back on Raw. Keep them.
Show, but it reduced them to pointless filler.
Them away from
and it
fucking
did not
Raw.
elevate the fucking title, okay? If you're going to put the cruiserweights on the main roster, do it on SmackDown Live. Now, I know what you're thinking. Not enough time. Think about this. Think about what NXT does. They don't give you the same damn people every week. They don't give you the same damn match every week. Control C, Control V. Aha! Okay?
Catching!
Freaking change it out, okay? Maybe
instead
of doing, I don't know, the freaking Bar versus the Usos, you do like maybe a build next week for them, and you showcase the cruiserweights, just an open cruiserweight match. Hell, maybe have the cruiserweight champion show him on SmackDown Live, demand better competition, because Buddy Murphy once ranted on Twitter, I deserve better, and he can call me for open challenge. And hell, maybe Mustafa Ali will answer the challenge, and you get a callback to what 205 Live did with those two. The bottom line, 205 Live matters. It does not belong in the fucking kickoff show, and I do believe it needs more exposure. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yep. Hey, fucking man.
Yeah.
Go. Just continue.
Okay.
Continue on this momentum.
I'm going to go around the horn because I imagine you're going to be long as me, if not longer.
Yeah,
Chris,
continue on this
your
momentum.
thoughts on 205.
Hey, I thought it was the main event.
Oh, yeah, true. I'll go after Chris then. I have some.
I'm just going to go around the horn, so trust me, you all can get your stance. Chris, your thoughts on? I gotta get my head straight. Blew that. Chris, your thoughts on 205 Live and the perspective of it on WrestleMania?
Oh, it should be on the main card. They got to stop doing these pre-show matches all the time. Like I said, even back in, look at history of the Cruiserweights, for example. Even go back to WCW. Go back to WWF when they had the light heavyweight title. They were on a main show. They didn't have no damn kickoff show. Even when they had the free-for-all back years ago with WWF, back then when it was called that, they had that free-for-all for 30 minutes. They didn't put the light heavyweight match on that show. They had it on the damn main card because it was for the championship. They had a storyline. Pretty much the point is, the 205 Live is doing a better job with their storylines than any other brands right now between Raw and SmackDown. okay? They're doing a better job telling stories and having phenomenal matches. You would want that on your main show. You wouldn't want it on the pre-show. You would want it on your main show. It could be the opening match, just like they did back in WCW. Beginning of the show, they had the great hot match with the Cruiserweights, all the legends like Dean Malenko, Rey Mysterio. You got so much talent on 205 Live right now. There's so much fucking talent on that show. You're telling me they don't deserve a main event spot? And in my other theory, I like what you said, Dono, about when he brought up that 6-person ladder match to become the number one contender. They could take the 6 people that lost in the tournament, put them in that ladder match, and let somebody, whoever wins that match, be the number one contender to challenge at any time. That would be a good idea. Take all the people that lost in the tournament and put them in a 6-person ladder match and determine who would be the next number one contender between the winner of Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese.
Yep.
Well said.
Absolutely, dude. Here's my rant. So here's the deal I want to fucking say, and this brings into an even bigger point as far as the whole WWE landscape on how they make everybody fight with each other. So I know the guy who trolled and whatever, and he's a part of the Aaron Roof No DQ group, and we're not really. There's no disrespect when I say this, by the way, but. You have your opinion, that's fine, but the bottom line is, if you watch 205 on a consistent basis, they constantly deliver in matches. They constantly deliver in the hype promo packages. They constantly deliver in the storylines. They constantly fucking deliver, and it's always overshadowed because Vince is physically trying to prove that these guys can't draw. Well, guess what? Every time, they seem to be drawing more, and they seem to be drawing more, and they seem to be drawing more, despite the fucking shit he puts in front of them. And it's fucking maddening that people can't see that because of what one guy thinks. Because of what one dude thinks, that's your perspective on wrestling. And it's caused this friction in the goddamn wrestling community of people that should be on the same page, that should be wanting the same damn things. All we want is good goddamn wrestling. That's all we fucking want. That's all we want. Do you know why people have tuned out of fucking Raw and SmackDown? They're not getting good wrestling week to week.
Exactly.
They're not getting good wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not. That's why we go to 205. That's why we go to NXT. Solely. That's why. This is why. We don't care about the main roster. I'm not going to Mania. I'm going to New York. I'm going there for NXT and Ring of Honor. I'm not going there
Support indie wrestling.
I'm not going there for Wrestle fucking Mania. Are you kidding me? I know there's some big matches on there, but it's not worth it to sit there for 8 fucking hours if you're not going to produce all of that time with quality. And by the way, 2 of those hours you've blatantly said don't even fucking matter. The pre-show does not matter. You've made that point hundreds and hundreds of times. You literally told us that the pre-show at Survivor Series didn't even fucking count. You flat out said that to us. So what the fuck do you think we're going to think? Oh, well then what the fuck do we care for? So basically what you're saying is when you put 205 Live on the fucking pre-show, that 205 Live doesn't matter. And guess what? This is why this show exists. This is why Indies exist.
Yes.
This is why NXT exists. Because we are sick of this bullshit. We're sick of this bullshit. We're sick of people getting torn apart because of one fucking dude getting his kicks off, fucking pissing off almost like how many millions of fucking viewers has Vince lost because he's pissed off his fucking audience? What, like over 8 to 9 million since 2001? Continuing and counting and continuing to die down? And you wonder why people like me don't watch. And you wonder why we watch 205 Live and NXT UK instead. Because those brands fucking matter. Those brands actually give us the fucking time of day. Those brands actually give the casual fans themselves a time of day. They give any kind of fucking wrestling fan the time of day. Some ideas, they're hit or miss. But at least they fucking try. Even with the Enzo shit, they tried. That much I'll at least fucking say. You can't say that with WWE. They gave up on him and Cass day one when they fucking walked in. They didn't even put the tag titles on them, which I think is still a crime to this day. You had so much fucking talent. You were the biggest wrestling promotion in the fucking world. You were the biggest wrestling promotion in the fucking world. There is no excuse why you can't be delivering a good product week to week. There is no excuse why you can't produce 8 hours of amazing wrestling at WrestleMania. There is no excuse for it. You guys do it to piss us off. And that's why we fucking tune out. And that's why we don't watch your fucking show. And that's why when I release my show, Immortal, when I release WYW Immortal, it's going to blow all you guys out of the fucking water. Because mine's 7 hours. And guess what, motherfuckers? My show is full of quality that is in that quantity.
All right. Well, that was quite I like
Vince, from the bottom of my pecking little heart, go fuck yourself.
Oh, damn. There's the pipe bomb.
That was an amazing keep plug.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
I think I may have just stolen the show. Cindy, just keep the train rolling. Just go, Cindy.
No, go Owen.
Yeah.
I'm saving the best for last.
Just go.
He was on your train.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to. You know me. I'm not gonna be able to follow that at all. But I pretty much agree with everybody. The Cruiserweights basically should just be on the main card. I feel like too would just be a nice change of pace for like the show too, because obviously what I watch wrestling for is all different types of styles, and they'll bring a different type of style at WrestleMania when it comes to Tony Nese versus Buddy Murphy and stuff as well. And it's ridiculous that they can't book like an 8-hour show, because I remember last year, James, you and I did a live reactions to New Japan Wrestle Kingdom. Was it 13?
It was Wrestle Kingdom. It was Wrestle Kingdom, not 13, but 12. It was
12
with Jericho
Jericho
and Omega.
Dude, that show felt like it was like it was a 6-hour show, but it felt like we were done within like 10 minutes. Like it just those times flew by.
It was It felt like a 3-hour show that was condensed. It was a 6-hour show. It felt like it was condensed in 3 because it was quality from the beginning match all the way to the end.
Oh yeah,
all the way to the end. And by the way, you want real sports entertainment? New Japan actually has a lot of sports entertainment elements that WWE doesn't do right. I'm just pointing it out there. I'm talking main roster. 205 does it great. NXT does it great. NXT UK does it great. I don't fucking see Ross doing it. I don't see SmackDown doing it. Fucking Batista looks like he'd rather be anywhere else right now. Just saying. And I don't blame him. I would be too. I'd rather sit on my couch, get myself a nice pizza, watch some Wrestle Kingdom, New Japan, Ring of Honor, 205.
I think
I'd rather do what he's doing, What?
I think during Royal Rumble at one point, Cindy, you saw me in the chat. Did I make like 3 or 4 Sundays because I was bored as hell or something?
Yes.
But yeah, I even because I was mistaken what Noah said. I thought we had to actually make our own like WrestleMania card. So I actually made my own like WrestleMania card of how I think the show should be ordered. So I'll just read it off real quick.
Do it.
Here's the kickoff. Here's what I think the kickoff matches should be. The Women's Battle Royal, because that match doesn't matter. Asuka versus whoever wins that 4-way match, because Asuka's match doesn't matter anyways, because she's never on the show. So
yeah, sadly.
Not really.
I couldn't come up with a third match because it was after I watched NXT.
Andre the Giant.
Huh?
Andre the Giant. There you go.
Well, Strowman. The only reason I say the Andre the Giant shouldn't be in is because Strowman's in it. And you don't want to put Strowman on the kickoff. So
he's the new damn Big Show. Who the fuck cares?
I care. I like Braun.
Yeah. Then I had I'll just say the order real quick. U.S. title match would open the show, Joe and Mysterio. Then it would be Usos versus the Hardy Boys for the SmackDown tag titles. Shane McMahon versus The Miz. And I actually have the Cruiserweight Championship match 4th on the card because I thought that would be a nice change of pace for Shane versus The Miz. But, because you don't want to put it on too late either because it's an 8-hour show, the fans will lose interest if it's on too late. So.
Oh, they're going to start leaving before the show's through. I guarantee you.
And then I have Randy Orton versus AJ Styles after the Cruiserweight match.
Yep.
Then I have the women's tag match because it's to be honest, that match is just filler in between Triple H versus because that's what it's going to be anyway. So, and then I have the Elias segment, and then I have Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. And I actually forgot. I forgot for that actually. We know that's happening, and I actually forgot to put Kurt Angle's match because I forgot about it when I was writing this. So
I don't fucking blame you. It's Baron goddamn Corbin.
So I just tacked it on right after this. So, and then Aleister Black and Ricochet versus the Revival, if that's the direction they go, because that's where I think they're going. So
They probably are, but they fucked
More
us over
likely.
pretty bad.
Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for the Universal title, because that's probably not closing the show. Demon Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley. That match is probably going to be a squash, so that's why I have an extra match on the show if it's Demon Balor. So, and then I don't have the Raw. I actually don't have the Raw Women's title match main eventing because this is my card, and Kofi Kingston. If Kofi Kingston's winning the belt, he's main eventing in my show. So,
Really?
yeah.
Really? What about Ronda? Or not Ronda? Fuck Ronda. Because Ronda's been ridiculous anyway. Becky though. Becky should have the main event though.
No, James. Here's what I have to say. The first ever black WWE champion is more historic than woman main event in WrestleMania. So
that's debatable, though.
I don't know.
That's
You know,
debatable.
he's not wrong. He's not necessarily wrong, but oh god, oh no.
Okay.
Really thick. I'm confused. I don't know what I want in the main event now.
No, James. I'll say this: if Kofi's losing, it doesn't main event. But if Becky wins, it main events. If she loses, and Kofi's winning, it main events. So.
Honestly, I think if they're gonna have Kofi win, it should actually be the third to last show. That way, you can have a filler match in between. That way, you can have some people calm down for Becky's big moment, and then you'll have the crowd back up again.
The Andre the Giant's the filler match in between. So.
There you go.
Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. So, wow. Okay. Well, after all of that madness, Cindy, talk to us about your poll. Give us your thoughts, and feel free to read off your rant from the NoDQ chat.
Well, after our dear friend, the boss man, Aaron Riff, did send a lovely screenshot to NoDQ chat. Oh, snap, you guys gonna respond? And there's this comment from an article announcing who is the number one contendership for the Cruiserweight match at Mania. Someone wrote, hopefully they are booked for the kickoff show, the place where they belong. And Aaron wrote, after sharing the screenshot, in regards to 205 Live match. And of course, LOL from some of the members, which I'm not going to name names, because I have to respect them and all that stuff. And I got heated. And this is what I wrote, and I know this is going to be what I said. First of all, I said, don't make Noah Foster take his glasses off. And this is what I wrote. I believe Cruiserweight deserves a chance, especially the fact that before 205 Live, everybody forgot the history of the Cruiserweight in the past few years. And thank God, Chris, you mentioned about WCW and WWE merging and everything. And I'm glad I mentioned about Psychosis being the shortest reigning Cruiserweight champion by 1 hour before losing to Disco Inferno at Nitro back in 99. And then next matches I wrote, I am a firm believer of the Cruiserweight, and I stand by despite people shitting on it. And to add that up, no, Enzo should not be back in WWE due to being disrespectful to the people that nobody wants to work with. And I forgot to add some words, so I have to add it in. So
go for it.
All right. To work with, and his piss poor, I didn't put piss by the way, piss poor attitude despite the mic skill, but crappy as an in-ring competitor. Therefore, hashtag 205 Lives Matter. And that's when I started boiling it. And yes, I did wrote, more than happy to have an argumentative debate about it, which I'll get into that in just a second. Now, I did wrote a poll after being somewhat heated about seeing that screenshot, And I know that you're right. And I'm glad, James, you did point it out, you have a lot of people are shifting together about 205 Live and then the main roster and no timing. You're absolutely right. It is affecting everybody in wrestling to watch it as a whole, especially I have to admit, our Team No DQ member that they don't have much time to watch as much content because we have a lot to watch. For me, I took my time out of the day to watch 205 Live just the next day, not after I get off from work because I'm tired and all that. Plus, I got to do other stuff to do. But I find 5 or 10 minutes of the time just to watch 1 or 2 matches on 205 Live. Simple as that. Now,
Dude, I run a whole wrestling show on my own, and I go to school full time, and I still try to make time to watch these shows.
Exactly. Well, whatever life circumstances we all have, just take some time to watch some shows.
Give it a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all we're asking.
Like, if you guys are bitching and complaining about how crappy Raw and SmackDown is this week, then find something to relieve. Watch 205 Live. Watch just only 10 minutes of your time. More than happy if you want to skip Tozawa versus Mike Kanellis, but go to the main event match. Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese. That's the proper building storyline that's going to lead to what happened at Mania between Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy. Just take some time to it. It's only up to you, y'all. I'm just saying, like, besides, like, from 205 Live, but also with NXT UK, or even some other shows, too, like Ring of Honor, New Japan, and I hate to say it, Impact Wrestling, or even other independent wrestling shows as well. Now, exactly. Now, for the poll I wrote, because I feel like with 205 Live and the people who casually don't have time to watch 205 Live, or the only thing they forgot about is the history of the Cruiserweight because of WWE kind of like set it as a back burner of it too. And I don't blame them, so it's like whatever. So for the poll, which I'm trying to get into my tablet, okay, I wrote, do you guys care/watch about 205 Live despite the fact that WWE forgot about past Cruiserweight stars/moments and etc. And I forgot to put etc. in it. And this is right before 205 Live and the Cruiserweight Classic started. 59% of people voted yes. Hashtag 205 Live matters. 41% of people put nope, I don't care. Well, the poll is still updated. You only have just like 8 hours and 35 minutes left, y'all. So go ahead and...
I'm going to be voting after this.
Yeah, go to nodq.com/Cindy. You'll just scroll down to my tweet and you'll find it there for the poll.
How many people
I'll just go
voted?
on your Twitter.
By the time of the recording video.
How many people
Because
have
I'm banned.
voted?
James, can you vote for me? I'm banned from Twitter.
Yeah, I'll vote for you, and I'll use my Weymouth Youth Wrestling account.
Jeez.
Yeah.
How many people voted so far in that poll? Cindy, just give you a number.
51 votes.
Okay, and then you look at the comments, you see my storm.
Yes.
I see a lot of your comments, and you have very good points about it. Especially, I did respond to Lonelee X, which, by the way, he is one of the contributors for NoDQ.com. Make sure to check out his article on NoDQ.com/opinions and commented about what he has in store. I don't know if he's going to be posting like columns very soon on ODQ, so make sure to follow him. So anyway, he wrote they are rarely make mentions of 205 Live on the main roster show, as highlight video wouldn't hurt either. And I wrote, yeah, but how they would mention Drake Maverick's role besides being the manager of AOP or Lucha House Party being part of Raw Tag Team Division despite being forgotten as part of 205 Live. The only way they mention of like any past historic Cruiserweight if they're going to announce who's going to be the next induction to the Hall of Fame, which I know this week is just who's going to be the recipient for the Warrior Award, which thank God is someone who works for WWE. Thank Lord, by the way. Maybe next week. Who knows? But I do see this because there's so many responses about people being like they don't have time to put it on SmackDown or bring it back to Raw. It doesn't even matter. I'd rather see like Cruiserweight segments being mentioned on SmackDown instead of Raw. Look what happened. It was pretty piss poor. And then Enzo Amore came along where you talk about it. So it's like, what the fuck? I do believe that 205 Live has like more of a monumentary in the WWE. You have great stars that's in the Cruiserweight division, especially starting with WCW and then merging to WWE and then stop with the Cruiserweight like in 2007 when freaking Hornswoggle was the last Cruiserweight champion.
Oh,
before
he killed it, Dad, yeah.
Yeah.
Charles tried to catch him with Lucky Charms, and Jesse and Festus made jokes. Yeah, I remember that.
And then you have it's the Cruiserweight Classic that revived everything. of what is
And then they found a way to kill it again, which pissed me off. It really pissed me
Enzo
off.
Amore.
Kota Ibushi.
Well, I even thought, obviously, I even thought Austin Aries and Neville were tearing it up in the cruise when they
I
went in
agree.
that too.
And it was a big mistake. They didn't give the title to Austin Aries, in my opinion.
I agree.
They disrespected them on WrestleMania. Not only by putting him on the kickoff show, they got no royalties from that match. It wasn't even on the damn DVD.
And by the way, if people are thinking
true.
if people think that's just Austin Aries having sour grapes, why the fuck do you think Neville left?
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Good for
now,
Fox.
exactly. Look, 205 Live is trying their best to revive what they're supposed to be. Even though this week's main roster show was a complete crap to meh, I would say this. Give sometime in the middle of your week, when you have free time, and watch 205 Live. If you want to just NXT or NXT UK or any other wrestling shows in general, but 205 Live is the stand. It's been the Cruiserweight has been for years. You know, big stars in the Cruiserweight division, like
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, that's one of them. Freaking
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero.
Dean Malenko.
Malenko. Freaking
Lio Rush.
Chris
Yep.
Jericho. Yeah. They won't mention that name now for a while.
Exactly. Ultimo Dragon, as I
Kid
mentioned.
Cash.
Kid Cash. Billy Kidman.
The list goes on and on and on.
There's a lot of great cruiserweights.
These guys.
Nicholas.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
He's a cruiserweight.
Anyway, these legends bring like the cultivating weight to how.
Wait a minute. What do you mean he's a cruiserweight? He weighs like freaking about 50 pounds soaking wet?
Okay. Nicholas as featured cruiserweight champ. Moving on. However, despite past star and also current stars that are trying to tear this house apart, I feel bad for most of the cruiserweight stars that they're being underlooked, not only by Vince McMahon or the creators, but the general audience in general.
TJ Perkins, Austin Aries, loads others.
Hideo Itami.
Yep, Kenta.
Yeah.
He's gone now.
No.
I don't even.
All right, listen to me talk.
Yeah. Time Challenger doesn't count, but I wish he would have gone to 205 Live. That would give him like a better opportunity. But you know what? He's now in the Indies where he belongs. I'm happy to see him in June, but just saying. Anyway, now, I know some of our team NoDQ.com members sometime watch this video. I wanted to send a challenge to them. It could be next week or 2 weeks or even after Mania. Give yourself some time, maybe 10 minutes, to watch one match from 205 Live. Either if it's an opening match or a main event match.
It's only two matches. It's really not that difficult to watch.
Either one, that's fine.
Either one, doesn't matter.
Either one. And then message Noah and ask him, hey, I would like to be a peer on 205 Live to see what you think of 205 Live in general. I know 205 Live wasn't been how it is because you got some people that misses Enzo Amore. You got some people that miss like how it was in the beginning, and especially with the Cruiserweight Classic. I'm saying it to everybody in Team NoDQ.com, our staff like Aaron, Caitlin, Virtue, Greg, TJS, Jeff,
everybody.
No, I think Jeff watches it, doesn't he?
Jeff Meacham watches it.
Yeah, Jeff watches it, I think.
Stefan and Jerry watch them too. Kayfabe Candias for all matters.
Anybody from the NoDQ team.
Just giving yourself some time. Watch one of the matches, either the opening or the main event, and then message us if you want to be appearing video just to say, what do you think? That's all I'm asking, all right? Hey, what are your viewpoint of 205 Live? Do you think this is better than what it was in the main show, even though it has little to no storyline, but the wrestling itself shows.
It tells the story itself.
Exactly. It tells the story from start to finish.
No.
And you know what? I'm going to sip on that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
All
there you go.
Watch that
And-
205 Live episode be like the worst episode ever, the one they watch.
This wasn't
if
even
it,
the
if it
worst.
gets them to
James,
know
you
the
had to,
brand,
James, you had to know that question was coming.
if it gets them to know the brand, that's one thing. Maybe they can watch like something crap from the beginning of 205 Live. Hell, maybe a random cruiserweight match recently from a Monday Night Raw, and then they watch something like from now. Maybe that would change the perspective. Hell, the freaking YouTube clip for the main event for this week's episode is less than 2 damn minutes long. You're telling me you can't
Exactly.
take 2 damn minutes out of your fucking day to just look at that?
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
And then where's the past fans that used to watch the cruiserweights in WCW or even the WWF, hell, or even
Because
New
fucking
Japan?
kids
Like I
turn
said,
them
you got
off.
Jushin Thunder Liger, who's one of the greatest IWGP Junior Heavyweight champions. People don't bring that up if they're not watching New Japan, but there are a lot of great cruiserweights out there, whether it's in WWE or any promotion. There's a
Japan,
lot
Ring
of
of
great
Honor, doesn't matter.
cruiserweights.
At least
Mhm.
WWE's trying. Just give it a chance, folks. We're not forcing you. We're just asking you.
That's why the hashtag 205 Live matters, is to spread awareness.
Do you
Exactly.
think
It's
we could
not
get a
bad about-
hashtag give Cruiserweight a chance, and then they'll do a whole Cruiserweight evolution and do the first evers?
Oh, no.
Already been
We
so
had the Divas
Elevation.
Revolution. I want to be long past that. We had the Divas Revolution. I'm out. No.
Yeah.
No.
But it would be great to see an actual cruiserweight pay-per-view have past and present stars. Me and Noah have
I
talked about
fucking
that.
agree.
before.
I
That
fucking
would
agree.
be
Cause
that'd be
Dude,
awesome.
You're
have
elevating.
Kota Ibushi, Zack Sabre Jr., and Jushin Thunder Liger make like one-off appearances too.
I want to see a
That'd be dope.
Cruiserweight
I
Hell
like-
in a Cell match.
That'd be interesting, actually.
Yeah.
You have to have
Like
a really
spider-type
big
stuff.
blood feud. You have to have
As
a really
long as
big blood
the
feud.
buy rate for some of the shows, it would make sure it will tune in. I know, well, TJS, Jeff, or Virtue likes to look up into the WWE stock. Yeah,
I thought
maybe.
TGS.
Yeah.
I think TGS watches it too. I thought he said he watched it.
He does. He says 205 Live matters, so
They're at
respect to
90.
you, brother. But Virtue, all he sees is dollar signs. Oh, look, it's green. It's over $80. It's still worth a lot. Fuck the money when it's mostly blood money. Business is not just about money, and 205 Live matters is not just about, okay, you're not making enough money. It's damn good wrestling, because sometimes people just want a good wrestling product, not something profitable.
Crown Jewel
The-
made a lot of money, and that was a
Okay,
That
yeah.
was that's very true.
Yeah,
And by
let's
the way,
just.
And by the way, I'll leave it off with this, and I think this is the biggest point here. Just because it's a good business decision does not mean it's the best business decision for everybody. Just because you make profit, fucking profit, doesn't mean you did it the right way. There's a lot more to business than just getting money. The minute you think the business is about getting money, you have completely lost your fucking passion. Vince, that's to you, my brother.
yeah.
That's to
Damn
you.
right.
Don't even call
Yeah.
him. He doesn't deserve that. So
I don't call him Mr. McMahon, so I'm calling him Vinny Mac or whatever the fuck he's called. Vince.
I'm ready to
Call him Vince.
you think when Vince McMahon orders like a Big Mac at McDonald's, he calls it a Vinny Mac?
I feel like
Yeah.
he's that weirdo who does do that. I feel like he would. He'd be like, I'm gonna eat myself.
Oh, God.
Hey, if he
I'm
eats
gonna get
himself, we
myself.
can't
I'm
both
number
squat
one.
him,
It's more bang for your buck, pal.
Next thing you know, Vince will try and buy McDonald's and name every burger a WWE type style.
Oh, Lord.
He'll think
Lord.
it's fucking hilarious.
I still want that WWE restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'd rather go to Scott Steiner's restaurant. Be called a fat
Oh,
ass.
yeah, Shoney's.
Dude, I want to go to Shoney's, be called a fat ass by Scott Steiner while eating chicken. That'd be the highlight of my life. That'd be the highlight of my
You would cook that.
They didn't do Steiner math with your bill.
life.
And with that,
Fun.
this concludes this week's edition of probably the most heated, longest, passionate to date 205 Live Matters Simple Stances. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and thank you to my esteemed panel. We are the elite of the 205 Live Matters group because we all believe 205 Live Matters and does not belong on the fucking kickoff show.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
So with that,
Amen.
Chris, where can people find you, and is there anything you want to plug tonight?
Y'all can follow me on Facebook at Christopher Mace. Like I said, support NoDQ.com. Said support Aftermatch Wrestling. Support Noah's channel here. Like I said, man, also, just one more thing. We forgot to talk about it. We got the Iron Man Wrestling Trivia match with Greg Perry versus Jeff Needham.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for that.
Same.
One
My
life.
opinion on that is, like I said, I rooted for Greg Cherry to regain that title. He regained that title. He beat me in season 5 opener. He retained it for 2 seasons. He beat the guy that won the finals of this tournament. I said I'm going for him to retain the title in the Iron Man match.
I'm Team Cherry.
Does Greg get a rematch if he loses, or is this just that's it?
This is it. That's it.
One and done.
Yeah.
Period.
I want somebody different to take the title from Greg. I want somebody like me or James or
Doing a challenge. There you go.
What do you mean, dude? I'll listen. There are times where my memory is amazing, and then I have my moments where my memory is shit. If my memory is shit against Jeff fucking Meacham, I'm fucked.
You're
You think
dead,
Jeff
boy.
Or Greg, I'm screwed. I'm screwed.
Well, James, what do you think would do better, you or me?
You would.
Okay.
You would easily. That's not even close, because you have a better memory. Dude, you and Noah would have the best shot, because you guys literally remember spot for spot, like off the top of your head sometimes without notepads. I can't even do that.
There's sometimes, okay? It's different. I'm not against the clock here, okay? When I was on the show against Brian Zane, I was against the clock. It's a whole different thing. It's like people who F up on Family Feud. Name someone you put out a baby. A gerbil.
And it is different when you're watching the show and you're going, oh, man, I could do that, because I was like, yeah, I could do that. I could beat him. Then I got my shot in him, and phew. And we won't bring up that finish match. We won't bring that match up. Remember that.
I went in there with zero expectation of winning, but one goal. Get at least 1 point.
Yeah.
I did that.
There you go.
With that, thank you for plugging that, Chris, and thank you again, sir. James, where can people find you? Is there anything you want to plug tonight?
Oh, there's a lot. I'm usually the one with the most. You guys can follow me on YouTube, youtube.com/user/JHebertSide95. And I also have Twitter. That's also JHebertSide95. That's JHEBERTSIDE95. You guys can also check me out with my CAW Wrestling League. I mentioned it a lot of times, especially in my rant earlier tonight. Weymouth Youth Wrestling. We will be releasing our big mega event, and as I said, it's a 7-hour extravaganza. I'm not going to release a date yet because I'm not sure of the date yet, but it is going to be around mid-April. WYW Immortal. It's a 12-match card, all of its quality matches. You guys, we were talking about giving stuff a chance. Give WYW a chance. Guarantee you won't be disappointed. Vinnie Mac, take that to the bank, good sir. And, we'll see you on the J. Hebert side.
All right. Owen, thank you again, sir. And, folks, he is currently No DQ X Team Champion. We're coming for you, brother. But anything you want to plug tonight, and where can we find you?
You can find me on my 3 YouTube channels. CM Brothers, me and my friend Chris Dodd are doing a series called March Madness. Well, once a day, which we're already behind a day, but, stuff happens.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Shocker.
We're going to just talk about any topics. Today we talked about why we like professional wrestling. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about colors. Like, legit, we're going to talk about colors because,
Covers, as in, like, what do you mean covers? Like...
No, colors.
Colors.
What?
Colors, like red, blue, green.
Black's my favorite.
Yeah.
What?
Well, blue's mine, so there you go.
Green's mine?
Black and white and rose gold.
If
We're
you
talking-
guys, all right, I have a challenge for you, and I'm going to be watching this show now just for the fuck of it. If you guys could go an hour talking just about colors, I will laugh my ass off. I will be impressed.
Well, I want something out of it, though. I'm not really...
Let's talk about it. That's all you're going to do is just meme about colors. What are you fucking talking about? You're literally looking at me with a shit-eating grin. All you're going to do is meme about colors.
Because you were setting me up like we were going to get something in return. I want something in return if we go out.
All right. Good luck. anything else, Owen, or is that
Oh, yeah.
brother?
Owen the Talkinator will possibly try to get those Walking Dead reviews I'm behind on if I feel like doing them. So, no, because then I start thinking about it, and then I'm like, yeah.
You are the worst YouTube ever. If I feel like doing them, I'll post them.
Well, you're gonna hate. Well, you're gonna hate this next thing. Wrestling Fortune 44. We're not doing the retro because I don't have time to watch WrestleMania 23 now. Because you know what we're doing, James?
What are we doing?
The rundown, and we're gonna talk about main roster stuff. So you're coming on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some shit I gotta say.
Yeah. We'll review WrestleMania 23 Saturday. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will try to be on.
That was that's the weirdest way someone's ever plugged their channels.
It went off the rails a long time ago, and honestly, I don't give a shit. This has been extremely entertaining, fun, and thorough. Cindy, thank you so much for that poll, your passion, your opinion. Where can people find you, and what do you want to plug?
All right, nodq.com/Cindy. That's going to take you directly to my Twitter page. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram at simply_C_OK, and on first YouTube channel at simply_C_OK, and second YouTube channel at Tyson Poppy Production, where we post hype videos for independent wrestling in general. And do not forget, make sure to go to nodq.com/shirts. That's going to take you directly to the Pro Wrestling T-shirt store, where you can find any of your favorite NoDQ.com t-shirt, like the logo, NoDQ.com Galaxy. I have a shirt, also the ladies of NoDQ.com t-shirts, and everybody has a shirt as well. And also, since I'm wearing Greg Cherry's Pro Wrestling t-shirt, make sure to support Greg Cherry at, I think you go to ProWrestlingT.com and then find PA Sensation Greg Cherry. He has all the amazing design t-shirt from him. That's what I'm wearing. Keep calm and sensation. Just to support.
Except we weren't calm.
Exactly.
Calm tonight.
Exactly. And like Chris mentioned, April 4th, 60-minute Ironman match. The one that ended at all. Your current wrestling trivia champion, Greg Cherry, versus the Professor, Jeff Meachuk. Yes, so make sure to hit that bell button for NoDQ.com, because that video, we were definitely going to have a premiere chat on the day of it. So make sure to follow it up, because this is going to get really ugly. And I am supporting Greg Cherry. No doubt about it. I will even wear his No DQ t-shirt, Greg Cherry, throughout the upcoming predictions video for NXT TakeOver and WrestleMania, just to support him and kind of grind Jeff Meacham's gear a little bit. But, yeah. Anyway,
I can't stop clapping.
All right. Well, thank you for that, everybody. And ladies and gentlemen, if you all want to follow me, know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of what, folks? Of
wrestling.
Damn right. So if you want to follow me and talk about anything wrestling, WWE 205 Live, AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, independent wrestling, support your local independent wrestling, folks. You can look me up on Twitter, nodq.com/Noah takes you to my Twitter. DM me, at me, many members of the NoDQ Galaxy, and these people here, they already do it as well. I'll talk about anything, and hey, I'll goof around with you. There's also some video games and live stuff to me too, so there's that. And if you want to keep following this series, you can follow it in one of two places. You can follow it on nodq.com, as mentioned earlier, where we're going to have that insane 60-minute Ironman trivia match. This is bigger than friggin' Randy Orton versus John Cena at Bragging Rights 2010, okay? So,
whoa, you're putting it on a low pedestal.
I feel the Wrestling Trivia Challenge is going to be better than Mania.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be better than Mania. I was basically doing a hierarchy. You start with the low point, then you work your way up. Because I think it's safe to say we can all agree the best Ironman match was Bret the Hitman Hart versus Shawn Michaels.
Nope. Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar.
Very much agree. Very much agree.
Really?
Very much agree.
Now,
yes.
Let me ask you this. Was that 60 minutes or 30 minutes?
That was 60.
That was
That was
30,
60
that was
minutes.
60. But as far as 30, I think less is more. I think.
Yeah, well, they haven't done like a 60-man Iron Man match in forever. And honestly, yeah, that Kurt Angle Brock Lesnar match, it was okay. I'll give you all that. But anyway, if you like I said, talking wrestling, go check out Jeff Meacham's Serious Talk Wrestling too. Anyway, there. I'm a nice guy. I'm not Tomatonga. I'm actually a nice guy. There you go, Jeff. Keep plug for your show. Anyway, yeah, you want to follow me and you want to just hear more of my, banter, and you want to look at monthly WrestleMania unboxings, I'll be unboxing this one soon. You want to look at this series, you want to look at pay predictions, WM Beyond. Look up my YouTube channel, youtube.com/users/Noah Foster 210. That takes you to my YouTube channel, where you'll find 205 Matters there as well. Or, of course, you'll find it at NoDQ.com every week in 2 separate videos, the stances and the matters. And stay tuned, of course, like Cindy said, for NoDQ.com, ton of stuff coming up. Not just the Iron Man match, but Cindy, as Team Indie DQ leader, you and I and
Chris Cass.
Chris Cass lost his last name. Too many Chris's. We're currently going up against each other in the New Japan Cup, so we'll see who's the winner of that. And we're going to do predictions for the G1 Supercard.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a lot of fun, too. One of the better shows of that whole weekend. I'll also be doing simple predictions on my YouTube
Guess who's
channel.
going?
United We Stand.
James going too.
I
You
am
should let
going.
James go on the predictions.
I am going. I am going to be there live.
Okay, we may have to arrange something, man. You may have to well, you have to tell up the captain, though, if you can join Team NADQ or not. We got to see how much of a fan you are of independent wrestling. But I think you're already proving yourself pretty well. Anyway, I'm also be doing predictions for Impact United We Stand, where we'll get to see the Lucha Brothers versus Sabu and RVD in a one-of-a-kind dream match. I cannot wait for that as well.
And the debut of Josh Alexander.
Where can I find this? What?
Yes, go find it. It's on Fight TV. Impact United We Stand. It is a one-of-a-kind show where Impact Wrestling will work with these other promotions, including MCW and AAA, in these one-of-a-kind encounters. We got a monstrous ball between Jimmy Havoc and Sami Callihan. We'll be doing G1 Supercar predictions. Me, Cindy Cash. James, you want to join us? Just work with Cindy. We'll figure out time and see if we can get you on there. And yeah, folks, NoDQ Predictions League is coming up. O will be involved. Cindy will be involved. I will be involved. We're going to try and take the titles off not only Owen and NoDQ team, but the current champs, Aaron Riff and Caitlin, and not only WrestleMania, but NXT TakeOver New York. We have got a lot of incredible stuff coming up, folks. WrestleMania week, it is going to be loaded across the board. And as always, folks, as I close, support your wrestling outlets, both big and small, and let's keep growing this wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that, holy freaking mackerel, I got some editing to do. Yeah. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me and my esteemed panel here on this incredible record edition of 205 Live Matters. And with that, till next week, have a good night.
Eat, sleep, drink your teeth.
Simple.